Crosby Santa left us in our front yard. Welcome back into our home. And we all enjoy delicious peppermint candy. Who doesn't? Candy canes are the best this time of year. But where did the tradition start? To explain the history and the science behind these sweet treats is our very own Dan Kohler.
There's only one. There's only one who could explain this.
I am the only one who could explain this.
Make it interesting.
And fun.
Yeah. Before we get started, I am going to show our audience today how to make candy canes at home, but I want to warn you, this is something to do with major supervision at home, because working with hot sugar can be dangerous, and we are going to be working with hot sugar. So I take a pair of just old ski gloves and I line them with latex on the outside, latex gloves, just to make sure that you're safe and you want to, protect your kids. This is something I would say high school kids and up can take part in.
Oh, thank you for the warning.
Let's get started with history.
Yes.
Okay.
So candy canes, classes in session.
Where
So
did it
candy canes,
originally
we think of them as these packaged things, right? Well, actually, they've got some competing history, and in some of the history books, we find out that in 1670, there was a choir master who provided his young charges with curved shepherd's staffs that were made of sugar to keep them quiet during church service when they were not singing. As long as they had something to suck on, they were not chatting. Now, we know they came to America in 1847 from a German-Swedish immigrant who decided to make a curved candy to hang from his tree, because you can hang these just like ornaments. But they really didn't become popular until 1950, when there was a Catholic priest named Gregory Keller who invented a machine to mechanize the creation of candy canes. And that is how we get to 1.7 billion. Priest, a Catholic priest. And that's why we make 1.7 billion this year. So, but let's actually look at how you make these. We can roll in some of this pre-tape here. We've got making this. In order to do this, you have to make invert syrup. Now, invert syrup is made from regular sugar, sugar is a disaccharide chemical, which means it's sucrose. Sucrose is fructose and glucose. We want to separate those into their individual parts, which is what invert syrup is. So you boil sugar with corn syrup and cream of tartar to accelerate that reaction until it reaches 290 degrees. Look at that. How quick. Then you add your peppermint flavoring and stir that in. And then you're going to pour out the sugar. Now, once the sugar is poured out, now we're going to stir in some coloring. That's amazing. Look at that. Great color. And then you slowly have to work the sugar into the center, and then you build this ball out of it. It's kind of an amazing process to work with sugar. And again, this is very hot. We got it to 290 degrees. Now, once it's in that ball, we got some here, you can see we're going to start pulling it. And the way you get sugar, so I added red, right? I added red to the sugar to get red, but I don't add white food coloring. In fact, I just pull it, because this sugar begins opaque. It begins translucent. The light goes right through it because it's very dense. There's no air incorporated. As you pull it, you see it becomes white. There's no white food coloring there, but there are air bubbles incorporated. And when you incorporate air bubbles,
Are you stuck?
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Remember, I told you this was very hot. So when you incorporate air bubbles into clear sugar, it becomes opaque. The light bounces off it, and our eyes register that as white. So we can show you some of that right here. So we're pulling that sugar right up. Have any of you made candy at home before?
Not like
None of it's like this. Yeah.
Yes.
That was so much easier.
All I do is melt chocolate and dip it.
Yeah.
Is this a little bit like anise candy? My mom would make that. You
Your
know
mom
what
would
that
make
is?
what?
Is it
Anise?
anise candy? With the anise flavor, it was
Like licorice flavor?
kind of, yeah.
I'm not sure, Mark.
Yeah. Oh, maybe my mom
Now, in
knows
front of
something
you guys all
don't.
have some candy canes that I made ahead of time, so you
How
can
cute.
start.
Can we take a look?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Please do.
Oh, now that's.
Wait, you made this?
I made those. Of course I made
You
those
did
for
not.
Yes.
Oh, it tastes like peppermint. They're delicious.
Now you can see right here. Here we've got some of that clearer sugar.
Is this to keep us quiet while
Of
you're
course.
doing
Yeah, you know what?
I should do that trick more often.
Yeah.
So Dan,
Yes.
how do you keep it from not like hardening, and
Ah.
how long do you have before
This
it
is
starts?
Yeah.
This is a great question. I like to keep my oven at about 250 or 300 degrees while I'm working with sugar. Because,
Why?
Because that means that I can take one color, like this clear, that's going to become white when I start pulling it,
Ooh,
and I can keep it, and then I can keep it warm in the oven. It will start to harden up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that.
But you see here.
But when it gets hard, you can put it back in the oven and it softens again, right?
Exactly that.
Keep it from sticking all over.
Well, this sugar's been worked a couple of times. We're making a bit of a mess here right now. Normally it shouldn't stick this much, but when we've been making this, we've been working with the sugar a lot today, so it's a little bit touchier. It's a little sad. It's a little.
Or at least really good about getting out of these sticky situations.
Yeah, I'm going to need some of your help on a fashion level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know.
She's going to attach it to her epaulette.
Yeah, we're gonna make something
use
out of it.
Just smush it right on top.
We could use that. We sure could use that.
Okay, this
From
is a
this, though,
question
what
about-
would you be doing if that were actually working?
Well, if this were actually working for me right now, I would roll out a candy cane. I wanted to show you how to make this, but right now we're
Go ahead, try it.
we're in a bit of a sticky situation. I think.
But could you have sprayed like Pam on there or some butter?
You know, the reason you wouldn't want to do
not-
that, you don't want to incorporate oil into your sugar.
Okay,
your
just
sugar
why
because,
not?
well, because then it's going to leave sort of an oily film around your mouth when you start eating
Oh,
that candy
no, we
cane.
don't want
You want
that.
this to be pure sugar. The great thing about
Okay.
sugar is that it's water soluble. That's why we use it for sweets.
So it is.
Can
what
you
it
get
is.
your hands unglued now?
Well, I can take the gloves off.
Could you talk through how you would
Pretty
create
much.
it?
Yeah. So the way you want to do this, you make a small square of that white sugar, and then I'm going to lay 2 strips of red right on top it, and slowly I will roll that out, and it becomes very long log, and then you just give it a twist to get that barbershop curl, cut it, and give it a little turn at the top.
And they'll turn out like that.
Are they always peppermint flavor?
Well, you can easily add any extract you want to that. So peppermint, obviously, right now is the most traditional flavor.
Did you add green to the white?
I go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. You know what? We are going to have the recipe on our website, and for more great ideas from Dan, be sure you can check out his renegadekitchen.com, and he's going to try to get that up and finish it for us.
We're going to come right
We
back.
love
We're
you.
going to spend
Here we
time
go.
with.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing it. Well, you keep doing your
We
thing.
keep doing it. We'll show you the results later.
Yes, and up next, Bo Garrett's going to talk about. She's going to confess to a crime that she's committed during her modeling years.
That's right. What's your?
What?